Hey, what is going on, everybody? I am here to give you my review of TNA for March 20th, 2015. The reason why I didn't do the show Friday is because I was at my friend's house the whole weekend, so I didn't really get a chance to watch it. And then when I did come here, I had to watch The Walking Dead instead because this is like the big week of WrestleMania. So I figured I'm not gonna have much time to watch The Walking Dead, so I figured I'd just watch it on Sunday, which was yesterday. But I'm here to give it to you now. I'm just gonna watch the show, and as it goes to commercial and takes breaks, I will come on here and talk about each match and talk about each segment or whatever it is. Uh, I already know what happens in the main event because it was spoiled, but I'm gonna try not to spoil it for those of you that don't know yet. But if you could tell from the title down below, it already is spoiled. But if you haven't seen the show, you shouldn't be watching it anyway. You shouldn't be watching this video anyways. And that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna watch the show and give you my thoughts on it as the show progresses. All right. So for this show, we have Taz and Josh Matthews on commentary, and we get the first match on the show. It's the Wolves, which consist of Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards, um, defended the TNA World Tag Team Championships against the Bromans, and it was Jesse Goddard and DJZ with Angelina Love. Robbie E wasn't out there because they showed like a clip from earlier today that said that he doesn't really want to do this. He doesn't want to go out there, and he tells DJZ to go do something in this group and win the tag team titles. So I don't know what this was. I don't know if Robbie E was kind of acting weird, if they're teasing a bromance split, or if this was just a one-time thing. But we're gonna have to see as time progresses. And they also end up defending them against Manic and the Great Sonata. And this wasn't a bad match or anything. It was a good match, but I didn't think it was anything amazing or anything. It was just kind of simple. I thought they could have done some more stuff in this match. They could have done some more extreme spots, but this was good. But it was still a good match. All the heels just go right after the Wolves. They double team them, but the Wolves fight them off. I still love that move when they do a drop when they did the drop kick to the Great Sonata and he accidentally ends up DDT and Manic. I just think that's an amazing move. It's pretty awesome stuff. Um, and then the Wolves are about to dive on someone's out on the outside, but Angelina Love gets in the way to distract him, and DJJ tries to sneak up from behind, but they hit a double arm drag on him over the ropes, and I believe he landed on Manic. Um, and Angelina Love had to duck, so I thought that was pretty awesome stuff. And then the heels just pretty much dominate the Wolves for a while. They just take them out. Um, that's pretty much how I can really say. And then Jesse is holding Eddie Edwards back like he wants him to jump on him, but instead Manic, because this is an Ultimate X match. I forgot to mention that. And that's when you have to like cross like the cable on the ropes to get the titles. It's like a ladder match, except you use the ropes instead. It's hard to explain. And Manic's about to do that, and he gets Jesse takes him off with a drop kick. I thought that was good. And then Jesse and DJZ are trying to figure out ways to climb this rope. They don't want to actually scale the ropes, so they do things like they're gonna go on his back, but they can't really reach the titles. So then Jesse picks up DJZ on his shoulder so he can do it, and then the Great Sonata does the same thing to Manic, and then the Wolves take out everybody with drop kicks off the top rope, and they just start taking out everybody. They hit a powerbomb backbreaker at one point on DJZ. I thought that was cool. And then Jesse Goddard takes him out with a clothesline. But before that, though, DJZ went right into like one of the like the cable kind of things. I don't really know what it's called. And then Jesse's about to grab the titles, but the Great Sonata goes up there and he spits miss into Jesse's face, knocking him off. And then I believe Eddie Edwards Davey Richards hit a Hurricanrana off the thing on the Great Sonata, and then Eddie Edwards hit a double stomp, and then they scaled the cable and got the titles and retained, and that was the match. Overall, I thought it was a decent match, like I said, and not really surprised the Wolves went over because they just won the titles. I think a couple of weeks ago technically, but the Impact before, so I'm not really shocked that they went over. But overall, this was a good match. Wasn't a great match or anything, but a good match. And yeah, let's see what else happened on the show. All right, some awesome events just went down, and I'm going to talk about it. So now, Austin Aries comes out, and he doesn't have his briefcase for to get the TNA World Heavyweight Championship match because the BDC, which stands for the Beatdown Clan, which consists of Low Ki, Samoa Joe, Kenny Kin, and MVP, took it. So Austin Aries comes out and says that he's not going to leave the ring until he gets his briefcase back. So he calls out Low Ki and Samoa Joe to come down so he can take it. So Low Ki and Samoa Joe come out. Low Ki said that as long as they have this, because they said that they're in possession of it, and right now it's theirs. As long as they have it, Austin Aries can't cash in and become the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And Austin Aries says, well, why would you want this? You're not Austin Aries. It's my briefcase. That means nothing to you. But Austin Aries says that Low Ki also stole something from me. He also stole the X Division Championship from him because Austin Aries never got his rematch against Low Ki from when he lost the title. So Austin Aries makes an offer to have a winner-take-all match. Him versus Low Ki. The winner takes all. The winner becomes the new X Division champion and gets the TNA World Heavyweight Championship briefcase. And Low Ki says you have to earn it. You don't earn it right now, but first you have to go through Samoa Joe. And then Samoa Joe takes a cheap shot, and then it turns into a match. The match was pretty good. Samoa Joe dominates a lot of this match. Aries tries to go for a brainbuster. Samoa Joe counters with a face-first suplex. He bounces his arm off the steel steps. He gets him in like a crossface armbar move. And then Austin Aries mounts a comeback. He hits a neck breaker in between the ropes. And then he's about to go for the brainbuster, but Samoa Joe counters into an armbar, which Aries gets out of. And then Aries hits a forearm, two forearms, knocks Joe outside the ring, hits a suicide dive on him. And then Low Ki attacks Austin Aries. Joe and Low Ki double team Aries, so it's a disqualification. Aries wins. At first I wasn't a fan of that, but then something that made sense later. And then Samoa Joe's holding Low Ki, and Low Ki is about to hit Aries off the head with a briefcase, but he accidentally hits Samoa Joe. And then Aries hits a forearm, and the briefcase bounces off Low Ki's face. And Low Ki leaves with his briefcase. And then Rockstar Spud comes out. And Rockstar Spud has a briefcase to get an X Division Championship match whenever he wants. So he cashes in the briefcase, and he hits the underdog on Low Ki, covers him, gets the win. We get a new X Division Champion. That was awesome. Rockstar Spud leaves, and this was great stuff. I'm happy Rockstar Spud's champion because it's a nice underdog moment. And he's all bandaged up, too, from when he was... from his match last week when he was bleeding. So I really thought this was great stuff. Happy to see Rockstar Spud is the new X Division champion because I do like him. I think he's a nice underdog, so I'm happy to see him as champion. And the match between us and the stuff between Austin Aries and Low Ki and Samoa Joe was pretty good too. So I thought this was actually pretty good stuff. Alright, so now it just cuts backstage to this. Well, it really wasn't backstage. It was like outside the parking lot, I guess. And it cuts to this fight between Magnus and Bram. And Magnus is just attacking Bram. He tries to dump a ladder on him, but it doesn't work. And he just attacks him in the bow. They fight like in the bowels of the arena. And he gets him on a rolling cart and he rolls him into a bunch of barrels. And then they fight in the entranceway, and just Magnus just continues to beat the crap out of Bram. He grabs a chair, hits him, and they're in the ring at this point, hits Bram with it a crap load of times. And then the referees and the security have to come out there and hold Magnus back. And Magnus continues to attack him, but the security and referees are holding him back. And Magnus gets on the mic and says, "When you attacked me and left me for dead in the alley, you just lit a match and burn your career to the ground," or something like that. And then he continues to attack him, and then Mickie James comes out after they've hold her back. She low blows Bram, and she starts attacking him, and then they have to pull her back, and then Magnus gets free. He goes up on the stage, I guess, and he power bobs Bram on the ramp. And that was it. That was like how it ended. I thought this was great stuff. It showed that this feud's really getting personal. So I thought this was awesome. And the way the power bomb that Magnus hit on Bram was sick. So I thought this was awesome stuff. Alright, so they play this video package of superstars talking about the Kurt Angle Lashley match. Yeah, and Eddie Edwards talking about how much of a great match this is. Tommy Dreamer was talking about how Kurt Angle has the experience and Lashley has the build. Mike Tenay was even talking about how Kurt Angle has like won the Olympics with a broken neck, so he can do this. EC3 or Ethan Carter III just said that whoever wins this match is just pretty much gearing up to face me. MVP said, well, and Al Snow also said who wants it more. And MVP said that it doesn't matter, no one's putting up this point, that they're fighting over the BDC's TNA World Heavyweight Championship, which I guess thought it was a good point. And then we get Taryn Terrell defending the Knockouts Championship against Gail, Kim, and Awesome Khan. This actually was a good match. I thought it was good. Right away, Terrell and Kim start double teaming Awesome Khan. They actually get her off her feet, and Taryn Terrell ends up like falling because she's so big. And then eventually, Awesome Khan just kind of dominates the rest of the match. One spot is Taryn Terrell tried to do a drop kick while she was picking up Taryn. Well, she had Taryn Terrell up, but it didn't affect her obviously. And then Taryn Terrell and then Awesome Khan threw Taryn Terrell at Gail, and then it was like a cover, but Gail Kim was able to kick out of it. And then eventually, Awesome Khan throws Gail Kim into the steel post and knocks her out. And then Taryn Terrell tries to make a comeback. She goes for the Taryn cutter, but then Awesome Khan... No, she goes for the Terrell cutter. It's one of those. But Awesome Khan counters. Actually, I forgot to mention that Awesome Khan went to hit it like an implant buster. And Taryn Terrell got like... And Gail Kim, when she was going to do like a Hurricane, but Taryn Terrell rolled her up. I thought that was cool. And then Taryn Terrell went off the top to do a crossbody. Awesome Khan kicked out. And then Awesome Khan went to go off the second rope to do a splash, but Taryn Terrell moved out of the way. She hits the Taryn cutter. Awesome Khan kicked out of it, which I marked out for. And then Taryn Terrell drop kicks Awesome Khan out of the ring. And then Gail Kim dives on Awesome Khan. And then she hits a power bomb off the top on Taryn Terrell, but Taryn Terrell kicks out. And then Taryn Terrell hits a roll-up for the win and retains the TNA Knockouts Championship. I thought this was a great match. It was awesome stuff. And then James Storm was backstage, and he said that tonight is going to be the end of Matt Hardy because they're having a no disqualification match tonight. And he says that he has two options. Heads, he can beat the hell out of him, or tails, he can think of his brother Jeff Hardy. And he says, I can't. And then he flips the coin and he says, I can't wait to tell you the answer. So, yeah, this was pretty good stuff so far. Alright, so they play this video talking about animals and how it's the survival of the fittest, and only the people, and you have to take down the weak to survive. Only the people that fight survive, and you have to, it's all about the food chain and all of that. Pretty much hyping up Lashley versus Kurt Angle for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And they talk about how Lashley's been taking out everybody on the food chain, and Kurt Angle's hungry, and he wants to be TNA World Heavyweight Champion again. And then Kurt Angle gets interviewed, and he says that it's been a year since he's wrestled for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And he talks about how Lashley's probably the most dominant superstar to ever step foot in TNA. And he says that tonight he is going to prove that he still has what it takes to become TNA World Heavyweight Champion when he beats Lashley. And then we get this match. We get James Storm And he has the Revolution out there, which is Manic, the Great Sonata, Koya, and Abyss. And James Storm faces Matt Hardy in a no disqualification match. The match had some good stuff in it, but I fucking hated this match. I'm not gonna lie. It was stupid. I'm gonna tell you why. It's a no disqualification match, right? And he has everybody else out there anyways, right? So why didn't they fucking go in there and beat his ass and then just leave? I don't get it. It was like pretty much a one-on-one match. They still interfered somewhat, but they should have just jumped him. They should have gained up on Matt Hardy. Why didn't they? I thought that was stupid. That ruined my entire enjoyment of this match. That they did nothing in this match. So that's why I did not enjoy this match. But they did have some good stuff. So they start, Storm and Hardy start brawling. And Matt Hardy pulls out weapons. He takes a Jeep shot at Sonata. And he pulls out a lot of chairs, a trash can, and a trash can lid. James Storm wedges the chair in the corner. They go at it. Matt Hardy hits him with the trash can, and they go back and forth with Hardy hitting him with the trash can and Storm hitting Hardy with the trash can lid. And then it's just stupid. Trying to think of anything else that I liked. James Storm dominates the match for a while. Matt Hardy starts a comeback. He takes out the Revolution along the way. For some odd reason, Matt Hardy went to go off the top, and behind the referee's back, Manic pulls him down. I don't know why he had to do it behind the referee's back, because it's no disqualifications. Matt Hardy hit a leg drop with a trash can lid. And then eventually James Storm hit Matt Hardy with a chair. He has a Abyss burn out the thumbtacks. And also, I forgot to mention, James Storm did a superplex off the top and onto Matt Hardy, and Matt Hardy ended up going through two steel chairs. Matt Hardy knocked Storm off the turnbuckle, and Storm ended up going into the thumbtacks. Hardy hit an elbow drop. James Storm kicked out. Hardy goes for a super kick. James Storm counters, and then Hardy hits the twist of fate. Can't go for the and he tries to go for the cover right when the referee's about to count 3. The referee gets pulled out by Abyss. Matt Hardy takes him out with a drop kick. He starts taking on members of the Revolution. He hits a twist of fate on Manic on the floor. He hits Koya with just a regular chair. And then Matt Hardy goes into the wedge chair, but and Storm tries to roll him up, but Matt Hardy kicks out. And then what happens next? James Storm hits Matt Hardy hits the twist of fate, but he's too weak to go for the cover. The Great Sonata spits mist into Hardy's face. He gets hit in the back of the head with a cowbell, and he has 2 super kicks. James Storm gets the win, and then they move the steps, and members of the Revolution hold Matt Hardy, or he's beating him with the cowbell, and he said that he took Jeff Hardy out of professional wrestling, and he's going to do the same thing to him. And he said that there's an old saying with the Revolution, there's always room for one more. And that was it. But like I said, this match was stupid, because why the hell wanted they interfere, and why didn't they just get in there and beat his ass? I don't know. So yeah, that kind of ruined the purpose of the match for me. Alright, so we get the main event. It's Lashley defending the TNA World Heavyweight Championship against Kurt Angle. Something that was cool about this match is they promoted it like it was a big deal. Like it's an MMA fight, like it's a UFC fight, like it's a boxing match. They showed them coming out through the backstage. I thought that was awesome. It makes it look like it's a big deal. Match was actually awesome. They stopped chain grappling each other, and Kurt Angle hits some German suplexes. Lashley hits a clothesline. Kurt Angle gets at Lashley in the ankle lock. Lashley rolls out of the ring. He dropped, and then they go on the outside. Lashley drops him shoulder first on the guardrail, hits a forearm on him. Lashley dominates the match for a little while. He hits a suplex. Then Kurt Angle makes a comeback. He hits like 3 German suplexes in a row on Lashley. And then Lashley makes a comeback. Kurt Angle ends up getting Lashley in the ankle lock, but Lashley gets the ropes. Kurt Angle goes for the angle slam, but Lashley counters into an arm drag. And then Kurt Angle ends up hitting the angle slam. Lashley kicks out. Lashley hits a power slam. Angle kicks out. Lashley hits a. And then what else? Lashley goes for a spear. Kurt Angle counters. Hits an angle slam. Lashley kicks out. Lashley hits a clothesline suplex, then a spear. Kurt Angle kicks out of that. Lashley goes off the top to do a splash, but Kurt Angle moves out of the way, and then Angle hits an angle slam. Lashley covers him. No, Angle covers Lashley. He kicks out, but then Lashley keeps hold of him and gets Angle in an armbar. Angle counters into an ankle lock, and then he holds the move really well. He makes it so Lashley can't go anywhere, so Lashley has no choice but to tap out. And Kurt Angle becomes the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Like I said, I still enjoyed the match, even though I already knew who won, but it was still a good match. Kurt Angle is the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. It's good, I guess, because he hasn't held that belt, and I think forever. I don't even know the last time Kurt Angle was even a world champion. Bad is because I only knew this anyways, but if anyone had any beliefs that Kurt Angle is going to go back to the WWE, this probably crushed your dreams, because obviously they're not going to send the TNA World Heavyweight Champion over to the WWE, so those dreams are crushed. In real life, Kurt Angle, I think, was originally going to go back to WWE, but him and Vince McMahon couldn't come to terms on a contract, because obviously Kurt Angle can't really work the schedule of the WWE because of his neck issues. And he wanted to do like a part-time deal. For some odd reason, I guess they couldn't do that. So Kurt Angle ended up just staying with TNA, and he's just doing what he's doing now. Overall, though, that was the show. Thought it was a good show.
Are you telling me that Kurt Angle was going to go to